Hello folks, and welcome to this week's review. I have a pair of headphones for you from the Chinese company Sendy. They are called Aivas and they are planar magnetic headphone designs. Price, well, looking for confirmation, but so far I have £649, around $599. If I have any extra prices or any changes, I will put those prices at the bottom of the screen for you right now. So, Sendy, who or what is Sendy then? Well, it's a Chinese company, and it's also part of, well, I thought they were SIVGA, but actually I believe they're just called CIVGA. Now, if you know your headphones, you may have heard of CIVGA. So basically, Sendy is a sub-brand, as CIVGA has it, and CIVGA looks at Sendy as a sort of higher-end luxury brand with artisan leanings. Value is important for Sendy, yes, but quality is more of a focus than the parent CIVGA brand. There are 4 Sendy products out and about, a pair of earphones plus 3 over-the-ear headphones, including these Aivas. They all look rather meaty and robust. The Aiva headphones are part of Sendy's Black Beauty planar magnetic range, and apparently use rather thin and strong planar materials. The drivers themselves have received, so I hear, extra attention. So Sendy tells me they have enhanced the control of the actual drivers themselves. Now, how this pans out in terms of sound, we will see. Now, if we haven't already done so, we are entering techie territory. And really, to do that, we should be having a closer look. And welcome to the closer look section for the Sendy Aiva planar magnetic headphones. And, well, the Aivas themselves, the ear cups, as you can see, are made of wood, zebra wood, apparently, selected for its sonic personality. And we will get to that personality very soon indeed. Now, holding those in place is a mixture of steel and aluminium. And the oval ear pads are made from high-protein leather, covering memory foam. When you open the outer box inside, apart from the headphones themselves, you will find a rather twee drawstring bag. Inside that is a 1.6 meter cable, and that terminates to a Pentacon 4.4mm balance plug, plus a 3.5mm plug converter for single-ended mode. The fact that there is no 6.35mm termination cable included in the box is, to my mind, an issue. Now, yes, you can buy a replacement cable as an added accessory from the Sendy store, and I was actually sent that particular converter for this review. And yes, Sendy see their cables as expensive additions. These are not throwaway cables here. So the price may have risen on the basic package with that cable included in the box. But I really don't think they had any choice. That 6.35mm converter should have been included in the box to broaden customer choice and prevent customer frustration. Now, the relatively short 1.6 meter cabling and the lowish impedance rating of 32 ohms suggests to me that these headphones are aimed primarily towards high-end mobile play. Now, of course, you can use these headphones on a home hi-fi system with a relevant headphone amplifier, and I reviewed the HPA V222 Vioelectric headphone amp pretty recently, which would be ideal, for example, because it has single-ended and balanced connections. But because of the whole notion of 6.35mm connectivity, which is relegated to a later upgrade by Sendy, and because of the specs I've listed, as I say, I really see these headphones aimed at higher-end mobile users. Now, sitting within the outer box is a hard, sturdy, molded case, opened via a zip and containing those headphones, and that's your lot, really. No manual or paperwork of any kind, from what I can see anyway, except for marketing waffle on the rear of the box, weighing in at 420 grams, which is much heavier than, say, a pair of 660S headphones from Sennheiser, which will weigh at 263 grams. The sensitivity of these headphones, it's not the highest I've ever seen, at 96 decibels. Similarly priced Hi-Fi Man Ananda Stealth headphones, for example, they will give you a sensitivity of 103 decibels. So for a similar power outing, you're going to have to up the gain a little bit. But that's neither here nor there if the sound is good, right? Well, let's see. Let's find out in the sound quality tests. And welcome to the sound quality tests for the Sendy Aiva Planar magnetic headphones. Now, in the closer look section, I basically said these headphones are, or feel that they're aimed at a mobile audience. And incidentally, they're quite comfortable. They feel quite nice. They're relatively heavy-ish, but they certainly feel comfortable. Anyway, despite that assertion, I thought I would test these headphones in a listening room environment with a desktop headphone amplifier, which can push out a bit of power. So I wanted to try the Aivas with a shelf-based headphone amp to see what would happen if they were pushed hard. Then we can back off and we can go mobile afterwards. So I initially wheeled in my Icon Audio valve-based HP8 Mark II head amp, and I played a CD to begin with, specifically The Who and The Who Sells Out in single-ended mode. I focused on the track I Can See for Miles, and we're talking big rock here. This is The Who after all. Even so, there is still fragility here, texture and nuance. Drums are powerful but wrapped in reverb. Bass lays a strong foundation, but the acoustic guitar strums feature a metallic grain, almost a weave pattern. Vocals are smooth and even a little vulnerable. Lead guitar is insistent yet pointed. Then the whole thing is thrown at you in a Force 10 gale of rock. Now, quality headphones will not be overawed or swamped. They will pick out the detail, and that's what the Aivas did here. When really pushed by a solid shelf-standing headphone amplifier, the Aivas offered a big presentation, even if deep bass was lacking. This track sounds impressive when wrapped in a suite of deep frequencies, but that didn't happen with the Aiva headphones. Now, the Aivas are not bad in bass terms. I've heard a lot worse, but then I have also heard better. Instead, and to offset that lack of deep bass, what you do receive instead is a vast amount of space and a heap of detail that keeps the brain occupied. The guitars are finely constructed, full of fine string detail. When strummed, the guitars really do sound like a bunch of strings flying in close formation. The vocals are full of emotion and variation in tone. Percussion is tonally realistic in that each and every separate drum, when hit, is easily recognized. Now sure, they do lack deep bass power and impact, but there's a host of other additional information from the drums that keep the ears occupied. In balanced mode, yes, better in bass terms, stronger bass foundation, firmer bass, clean bass, but still maybe lacking that deep grunt. Again though, to offset that effect, there's even more finely detailed upper frequencies to shower the ear in wonderful detail. I then tried vinyl and a bit of post-crooning action from the UK singer Matt Monro and the EMI LP. It was called These Years, and the track You Don't Have to Say You Love Me. Backed by a full orchestra, the Aivas were really in their element here. The complexity of an orchestral arrangement was easy peasy for these headphones. Instrumental separation was superb, as was mid-range insight, so bass guitar sat along the string section and they sat along the drums without encroaching on each other's space. So much for desktop play. How about mobile? Well, I brought in my astell&kern CAN Alpha and connected the Aivas to that. I played the Dove's Universal Want at 24-bit 96K via single-ended mode, and I further understood why the Aivas should be used by a mobile user, because aided by the smaller scale amplifier, which reduced the scope and scale of the soundstage, basically offering a smaller sonic canvas, back came a better concentrated bass response, and hence a better tonal balance across the entire frequency spectrum. This is a much more powerful performance now, with a greater degree of bass power to add to the overall neutral effect from the Aivas. Turning to balanced pentacon mode now, and the Aivas excelled across the upper frequencies. The Aivas sounded neutral and balanced in this mobile configuration because bass received a further boost here. The track Carousels was epic. It was impressive and rather majestic because it blended bass power with a mid-range focus and a wide soundstage and treble fragility. I then changed tack and I played Nick Drake's Pink Moon and the title track from the album. The Aivas sounded cozy, intimate, picking up the subtle changes in Drake's delivery and contrasting effectively with the piano and Drake's acoustic guitar. And that's basically the review of the Sendy Aivas. So let me give you some final thoughts. I will do some pros and cons for you, and then I'll give you a rating. When pushed by a large-scale hi-fi system in single-ended mode, with that high-end head amp expanding the soundstage and the frequency possibilities, the Sendy Aiva headphones perform remarkably well. Sure, deep bass is pretty much absent, but there is enough bass to satisfy many ears out there, especially those ears who value mid-range and treble detail more. And at this price point, I'm not really surprised. Headphones, like speakers, under £1,000 tend to be specialists in one area or another. You never get a perfect set under £1,000. That is, which design you pick depends on your priorities and your needs. In addition, if you push the Aivas towards a typically more restricted mobile platform, well, the Aivas excel across all frequencies, better delivering a neutral and balanced output, especially via balanced pentacon mode, although single-ended mode did sound excellent too, I have to say. Bottom line then, well, for the price, the Aivas are truly excellent headphone designs. And if you value detail, clarity, and transparency in your music, then you will struggle to find a better pair of headphones under £1,000. Pros and cons. And in the good section, well, I really enjoyed mobile play with these headphones. I thought they had a lot to give. Build quality, they were solid. I didn't feel anything was going to snap off or break. They were solid, meaty. Mid-range insight. I thought the amount of information the Aivas produced was very impressive indeed. The soundstage, well, there was plenty of air around the soundstage and a heap of space for each instrument to find their place. In the bad section, well, there wasn't a great deal, if any, deep bass. But like I say, horses for courses, it depends what you want. And that's not going to prevent me from giving the Sendy Aiva Planar magnetic headphones an award-winning rating. Well deserved as well. I'm going to give them an 8 out of 10 and a groovy. Congratulations to Sendy. And that, my lovelies, is it. That's your lot. Thank you for staying to the end of this video, and I'll be back next time with another one of these, and I hope to have your company. Before you go, just down there, can you click on the like and subscribe buttons, please? It just helps this channel to grow. Also, further down are other links to things like my Facebook group and my Patreon page, which has an exclusive video every single week called Hi-Fi News, etc. Check that out. There's all kinds of other stuff over there. supplies guides, music features, all kinds of things. In addition, there is a link to my website, which has loads of stuff you will not see on this channel. I'll be back this time next week, as I say, with another one of these, and I hope to have your company. And until then, folks, bye-bye for now.